Hey everyone, I'm Danny Parra with the American Red Cross. I'm part of the communications team here, and we get a lot of questions about blood donation. I don't know the answer to many of those questions, but luckily we have very intelligent medical experts who do know the answers. And joining me today is one of those medical experts. It's Dr. Lisa Wong, medical director here at the American Red Cross. So, Dr. Wong, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, now we're going to get into literal ABCs of blood donation. Let's talk a little bit about blood types. What are they? Where do they come from? What's this alphabet soup all about?
That's a great question. I think blood types are so fun. So you may or may not be aware your blood is made up of different parts, and so you have your red blood cells, you have your white blood cells, you have your little platelets, and you have the plasma, which it kind of all sits in. And so your blood type is predominantly determined by what is sitting on top of your red blood cells. So you can either have a bunch of what are called A antigens sitting on top, or the other one is also B. So if you have a bunch of A's, then you're A blood type. And if you have a bunch of B's, then you're B blood type. If you have both, then you're AB blood type. And if you have neither, then you're actually O. So you have neither A or B sitting on your red blood cells. And so that kind of determines the A, B, AB, and O. There's also another protein that sits on top. It's called Rh, or rhesus factor. And so depending on the presence of that protein, you're positive or negative. So that's where we get the A positive, A negative. And so in total, you have those 8 types. And why it's important is these antigens, the A, B, and Rh, they can trigger the immune system if your immune system is not used to it. So, if I grew up and I'm an A positive blood type, my immune system is used to that. They're used to the A and the Rh factor being positive. But if you transfuse my blood into someone whose body is not used to it, that can trigger their immune system and cause a reaction if it's not a compatible type. And that's why we care so much about blood types.
And so you said A, B, AB, O, and then the Rh factors, positive and negative. So 8 blood types in all, right? But is it just 8, or are there more blood types out there?
Yeah, so there are actually many blood types. Like you said, there's the A, B, AB, O, plus or minus the Rh factor. But there are actually what we call more minor antigens that also sit on top, and that can create countless blood types. So there actually are many rare blood types as well. And when I say rare, I mean fewer than 1 in 1,000 people have the constellation of antigens on the red cell. So a rare blood means either you're missing one of the most common antigens that most people in the population have, or you're missing a combination of antigens.
That's great to know. So why is it that hospitals want to keep a steady and strong supply of Rh negative blood on hand?
Yeah, so that's a nuanced question. I think generally what we do try to do is we want to give compatible or similar blood to similar donor giving blood to like patients. And because Rh is more rare or more uncommon, it is harder to find and collect. And so hospitals in general have a harder time stockpiling that Rh negative blood. And when a patient comes in through their door that is Rh negative, it is nice to have that Rh negative blood.
Right, so Dr. Wong, it sounds like blood types are a big deal. Rh factor, very important in blood donation and blood transfusion. So thanks so much for walking us through all of that. And if you have any more questions about blood types, Rh factors, and any questions really about donating blood, just head over to redcrossblood.org.